Hare Krishna, Namaste. Chapter 12, which is entitled as Bhakti Yoga. Sloka 17. Yo na hṛṣyati na dveṣṭi, na śocati na kāṅkṣati, śubhāśubha-parityāgī, bhaktimān me priyaḥ. From the past 4 slokas, we have learnt 19 qualities of a yogi. From this 17th sloka, there's another 5 qualities we are going to learn. Word by word meaning. Yaha, one who, na, never, hṛṣyati, takes pleasure, na, never, dveṣṭi, grieves, na, never, śocati, laments, na, never, kāṅkṣati, desires, śubha, of the auspicious, aśubha, and the inauspicious, parityāgī, renouncer, bhaktimān, devotee, yaha, one who, saha, is, may, to me, priyaḥ, dear. Translation: one who neither rejoices nor grieves, who neither laments nor desires, and who renounces both auspicious and inauspicious things, such a devotee is very dear to me. In the 15th sloka, we saw hṛṣyati muktah, that he does not have love for one person, anger towards anyone. That is to say, his mental position is not disturbed by others, and others cannot disturb him. Here in this sloka, it is said that he does not experience happiness on getting something, nor does he suffer sorrow by not getting something. In other words, worldly objects do not cause any disturbances to his tranquility. So that's the difference that we need to understand from the 15th sloka and what we are going to discuss here in this 17th sloka. Over there, it is about people who may bring joy, who may bring anxiety to this person, whereas here it is the experience that one gets, happiness or sorrow, by the worldly things. For the common people, this person does not get affected by those objects which may bring him happiness or suffering. With that said, let's see these 5 qualities. The first one in this sloka, and in the sequence it is the 20th quality for us. Yo na hṛṣyati, he doesn't rejoice. Only thing that makes him joyful, rejoice, is Atma, nothing else. In the world, it is common to see among the common people, when one aspires and attains desirable material object, one becomes very joyful. Then what to speak of those material things or objects that comes on its own accord, without one's effort? Their joy is multifold. One cannot measure such joy for such common people. But the yogi doesn't get rejoice for such things, even if it comes on its own accord. He just doesn't pay any special consideration or gives any special attention to such things, even if it comes on his way. Na hṛṣyati. The second quality is na dveṣṭi. He does not hate anyone or anything. In the world, it is common to see among the common people, when certain things doesn't work the way they wanted, they start hating it. or when things happen against their will, then they develop some sort of hatred towards it. But a devotee, a yogi, doesn't get frustrated due to such things, as he knows that these are happening by the destiny, by the will of the Lord. Therefore, there is no reason for him to develop hatred towards anything. The third quality is śocati, doesn't lament. In the world, certain things causes lamentation, like loss of spouse, children, wealth. These things will bring great distress in one's life, and these losses are unavoidable, and the pain comes due to these losses is hard to overcome. But even when such things happens in the life of the yogi, he doesn't lament. Rather, he feels he is free now from his bondage. He is free from his dues that he needs to pay for these relations. The fourth quality is kāṅkṣati, does not hanker after things that are not acquired. So in the previous one, śocati is about one who has those things and who lost those things. śocati. Here, one who doesn't have those things and hankering to attain those things like spouse, children, wealth, etc. His determination towards the ultimate spiritual goal keeps him away from such material hankering. Therefore, kāṅkṣati. It is said in the scriptures, the more, the deeper that we develop attachment towards some object, a person, that deep of distress will come upon us later. When we lose that object, that person in our life. The last one, the fifth quality, śubhāśubha-parityāgī. Shubha means auspicious, Ashubham means inauspicious. In the 16th Sloka, prior to this Sloka, we saw sarvārambha-parityāgī, and over here śubhāśubha-parityāgī. This one is just an elaboration of what we discussed in the previous Sloka. Both auspicious and inauspicious should be renounced. What does it mean? Auspicious are nothing but punya karya, meritable deeds. Inauspicious is papa karya, the demeritable deeds or activities. That is, a person does a deed, an act which is inauspicious, meaning papa karya, which will give demerits, which rewards us with reaction, sinful reaction. A person who does good deed, punya karya, will be rewarded with merit, with auspicious things. Here, the quality that's been mentioned is śubhāśubha-parityāgī. Both has to be given up. It is easy to understand that papa will bring us suffering, therefore it has to be given up. It is hard to understand that even punya karya will bring us suffering, and even that has to be given up. As long as we stay in this material world, the suffering cannot be avoided. It doesn't matter how well we are to do materially. Everyone will go through the suffering in one form or the other. So, one who desires for liberation must not undertake any action with any other objective in their mind that will deviate one from the path of self-realization. It is said that papa is like a shackle made of iron, whereas punya is a shackle made of gold. The message is that both are shackles which ties us, binds us in this material world. Doesn't matter if my shackle is iron and someone's shackle is gold. We are all tied tightly into this material world. Therefore, the punyas are gold shackle, papas are iron shackle. Both are going to tie us. The demerits, which are inauspicious deeds, the papa will award us undesirable consequences. What would constitute acts of demerits? We can learn them from the scriptures. If we do meritorious deeds, auspicious deeds, punya karya, desiring for its benefit, such activities bring us reward such as good life, good wealth, good family, good job. It may give us even life in heavenly planet. But that is not our goal. Therefore, such auspicious deeds with idea of getting some benefits out of it are very inimical to our ultimate goal, which is returning back to the lotus feet of Krishna. Therefore, they are also papa. Anything that which stops us getting close to God, any act, they are all papa karya, just in a different flavor, coated with some attractive things. Therefore, in the Upanishad it is said, Sukrutam Dushkrutam Sarve Papmanaha Ato Nivartante. It clearly categorizes both virtuous deeds performed for the sake of their fruits as well as the evil deeds or sin. The fact of the truth is that there is nothing auspicious in this world in general for people, especially for those who are aspiring for liberation. One may ask, what about the association of devotees? What about the temple? What about the services, etc.? Are they not auspicious? Of course they are auspicious, but there are always interruptions in our interaction with any of these things. Current situation is an ideal, classic example that's going on in the world, where people are completely locked down. Therefore, even though we have auspicious things that helps in spiritual progress, but there is always interruption caused by external forces, interruption caused by one's own mind and body, interruption caused by supernatural elements. Therefore, these interruptions will never ever take place in a spiritual world. From that aspect, this material world is filled with problems, brings a lot of inauspicious things, and those things which we feel auspicious materially are also inauspicious. The simple reason is that because it ties us into this samsara. Therefore, this person gives up both auspicious and inauspicious, meaning certainly he is not going to do inauspicious things, and whenever he does auspicious things, he is not expecting any result out of it, but he just does for the sake of doing things as his duty, as his dharma. So the point here is what has been renounced is the result from one's action, not the action itself. So we have no excuse to do activities that are prescribed in the Shastra. Now, how do we know what is punya and what is papa? Unless and until we know this, we won't be able to do the right thing. Therefore it is said, punya punyo ishvara pritikopam. That which makes the Lord happy, it is called punya karya. That which brings anger in the Lord, that's called papa karya. That brings up another follow-up question. What makes the Lord happy and what makes the Lord unhappy? If one does things as per the teachings of the scriptures, that makes the Lord happy. If one does things against the scripture, Dharma Shastra, that makes Lord unhappy. In other words, if one does things as per the teachings of scriptures, it is punya. If one does acts which is against the scripture, that is papa karya. Also, if one does not do things that is as per the scripture, that is also papa. And if one does things which is not there in the scripture, that is also papa. Then, if one does as per the scriptures, it is punya. And if one does not do that is not mentioned in the scriptures, it is also punya. This is how a devotee understands what is papa and what is punya. His ultimate goal is to please Krishna. And Krishna is pleased when one follows the scriptures. So what we have seen today is na hṛṣyati, does not take pleasure, does not rejoice even on getting things which causes joy to common people. Number 2, na dveṣṭi, does not hate even when something happens which generally cause hatred. The third one, na śocati, does not grieve even on getting something lamentable. Number 4, na kāṅkṣati, does not hanker after things not acquired. Number 5, śubhāśubha-parityāgī, who has renounced bad and good actions. Bhaktimān, such person is a devotee and who is dear to me. Me priyaḥ. That covers total of 24 qualities so far, and in the next 2 verses Krishna declares that he who treats alike the pairs of opposites like friend and enemy, honor and dishonor, heat and cold is dear to him. Yo na hṛṣyati na dveṣṭi, na śocati na kāṅkṣati, śubhāśubha-parityāgī, bhaktimān yasa me priyaḥ. Namaste, Hare Krishna.